Principles of design. So far we have learned the 7 elements of art. Those are line, shape, value, form, texture, color, and space. There's really no argument about what the 7 elements of art are. If you look this up on the internet, every site you find is going to have these 7 elements. These are applicable not just in photography, but also in all visual arts. So you would find line in sculpture, you would find line in painting, you would find line in graphic design. Same with space. You could define space in sculpture, in painting, in graphic design, in drawing, in photography. These 7 elements of art go over all visual arts. To set up a metaphor, because I love a good metaphor, you can think of these elements as tools in your tool belt. So in my tool belt, I have super glue, and I have duct tape, and I have a hammer and nails and a screwdriver and a wrench and a saw. Not every job needs every tool. So I want to fix my grandma's favorite mug. The handle broke off. It doesn't really make sense for me to go at that job with my saw and my duct tape. So the same thing goes with the elements. You don't need to incorporate every element in every photograph. The principles of design are the ways in which an artist can arrange, organize, and manipulate these elements. So the principles of design are basically, if you think of the metaphor of the tools in your tool belt, the principles are how we execute our job, which is creating a piece of art, creating a photograph. If you think about this metaphor, so principles are the way we use our tools in order to accomplish a task, you can imagine there are lots of different ways to go about it. And I talked about this a little bit earlier in talking about this week. There were, thousands of photographers in Washington, D.C. All of them are going to capture this in a little bit of a different way. So each artist, each photographer is going to use the principles in a little bit different way. Use the elements, use their tools. Why do we take photographs? Why do we make art? Well, there's a myriad of reasons, but here's some that I connect with. You might want to draw your viewer in or convey a mood. Maybe you want to express something, your point of view. Maybe you want to share a message. Maybe you want to surprise or excite people. Those are all great reasons to make art, and there's many, many more. Unlike the elements, those 7 elements are very clear-cut. Every art teacher is going to agree what those are. There are many different ideas about what the principles are and how to use them best. So if you were to look up principles of design, you might see, 12 different on one site, and then you might see 4 on another, and you might see 6 on another. So as the boss of this class and the master of curriculum, I decided on the 6 principles that I think are the most important in photography. So over the next several weeks, or hopefully, at the end of the trimester, you're going to learn these 6 principles that I think are the most important in photography. So the elements are the tools, they are our building blocks. The principles are the way you execute them in an image. So the principles are the way you use the elements in order to do what you're looking to do. And don't forget that you do not need to, nor should you, use every element in every image. This is when we get super chaotic.